Hey everyone, it's Junior Beekeeper here at Wave Hill, checking on our bees again. Last time we added a honey super, and we're going to check to see what the progress is on that super, see if they've filled it up with nectar and started converting it into honey. And if we were lucky, they filled it all up, and then we can add another honey super right on top of that. So let's jump in and take a look. So here you can see our bees. There are a lot of bees in the front of this hive, and what you're seeing is called bearding. And it usually is a sign of the bees being hot. Like when there are a lot of bees in the hive, they come out so that there's less body heat inside of the hive. It's a way to control the temperature. That's one reason they can be bearding. Another reason they can be bearding is because they don't have enough space. So we're going to open the hive up and see if they have enough space to build some more honey, fill some more frames with nectar, or we'll see if they're just hot and just hanging out trying to keep themselves cool. Okay, so we're all professionals now. You all know the deal. We have our roof, that comes off first, the outer cover. Then we have our inner cover. That comes off as well. And now we're actually inside of the hive. I'm gonna shake these bees off of this inner cover. Set that aside. Okay, we're looking good. I'm seeing lots of honey, lots of bees. This is really good to see. Gonna take a frame out and see what the actual frames are looking like. Give it a little smoke. Early on in the season, the bees tend to be very calm and docile, but now they have honey to protect, so they can be a little testy at times. You want to make sure that you have your smoker nearby just to keep them calm. These bees seem okay for now. Let's take one of our frames out. Got one end. Let's get the other end. Slowly pull this out. Okay, so this frame of honey is completely capped. So if you see this frame, if you take a look at this frame, they have a wax covering over the entirety of the frame. Usually when they haven't built it out yet, you can see the hexagon, the cells that we're familiar with honeycomb. But the bees, when it's been dehydrated, when they've collected all of the nectar from the flowers, they dehydrate it. And then once it's ready to be stored forever, they cap it over with wax. And that's what we see here. We don't see any honey, we just see pure wax. I'm gonna rupture this wax so you can see what I'm talking about. If we cut a little incision there, just like that, the honey is right in there. And they aren't very happy that I did that, so they're gonna try to clean that up and cover that with that honey with wax again. So what I'm going to do is, I'm gonna go through these frames, make sure that they're all capped. Remember, there are 10 frames in a row in the super. If they're all capped, we like to get about 70% of them to be completely capped. Then we'll add another super. Once we hit 70%, we know we can add another super on to this hive for them to start working on. So let's do that. Okay, so I have some frames here. This is the frame that we just pulled out to check to see how they were doing honey-wise. It's completely full. I just wanted to compare it with a frame that has nothing on it. So we do have, we do put a foundation in the middle of the frame, so that when we, in the in the extraction process, we don't break the frame. So this is a hard plastic. The bees build off their cells. They make their honeycomb off of that plastic. This one is empty, and then this one is full, just so you can see the difference here. All right, so we have checked that our bees have filled up the honey super. We now know it's time to put another super on. We have our empty frames with our foundation. We're gonna put those into the new super. Just like so. All right, so now we can either put this new super right on top of this existing honey super, but I have found that the bees fill out the new super faster if you actually put it underneath the existing one. So what I'm saying is we're gonna lift this one up, and then we're going to put this new one under it. The thought behind that is the bees are entering from the bottom of the hive, and if they're trying to fill this new super with nectar, they would have to travel all the way up to the top of the hive. And that seems like a lot of work. So I'm just making it a little easier for them. Makes sense to me. So I'm gonna pull this super up. We're gonna put the new super underneath it, and then we're gonna close up the hive and call it a day. All right. Give them a little smoke. This super weighs, I'm gonna say, a good 45 pounds. It's not light. Our new super is gonna go right over here, right on top of the queen excluder. Make sure the queen stays beneath. We don't want any bee babies in our honey. That's in place. And we're gonna put this super right on top. I'm gonna use a little smoke. Bees aren't too happy right now. They think I'm a bear gonna take their honey. Forget the gym, I'm just gonna be a beekeeper for the time being. Get my workout through that. All right, new super is on. Let's smoke these bees, let them go inside. All right, so we just added our new super down here. The existing honey super is on top. We're putting on our inner cover to close it up. Make sure we don't squish any bees. Go ahead, ladies. Inside. Our outer cover goes on last. Put that on. Now, the bearding that we talked about earlier, it seemed that it was a lack of space. I don't think it was the heat. Since our honey super was full, they probably just didn't have any room to expand. So we've added another super, and hopefully they will go up. What I do have to do is be careful though, because sometimes when you have a lot of bees hanging out the hive, that could suggest that they're looking to swarm. And what swarm means is that they're going to reproduce. Swarming is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But if you're trying to make honey, it's not a good thing, because that means half of your bee population is going to leave. So we don't want them to swarm. But I believe adding this new super up top will give them some more room so that they won't swarm on us this season. So that's it for now. We're gonna sit and wait. We'll check in a week's time, week and a half, and see how they're progressing. So long, folks.